Hey, fly guys and girls. This is Ross Holliban of Fantatrax, and you're listening to Aaron and David, the heroes of Star Wars reactions. Elegant discussion for a more civilized age.
There's been an awakening. Have you felt it?
In 1977, George Lucas formed a legacy.
Force is with me, and I am with the Force.
Inspired by mythology, his saga has become a passion for many.
Feel the Force around you.
His legend has become our story.
It's true. All of it.
One of resistance,
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down.
rebellion,
Rebellion is built on hope.
and redemption.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is Star Wars Reactions.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Star Wars Reactions. Welcome back for a absolutely fun episode. We're so excited you're joining us this week as we're going to be diving back into a series we haven't really touched in a while, which is our reactions chat series. It's going to be a great time. For those of you new to reactions and have not experienced one of our reactions chats, this is where we invite a guest on and we basically explore their journey through fandom and what Star Wars is, how it's impacted their lives throughout the year. Or throughout their life, not necessarily just the year. So let's get some introductions out of the way. My name is Aaron Harris. I am one of your hosts here. And joining me is the Mando to my Grogu, the David Modders. David, brother, what's up?
What is up, my friend? Ready to react? Looking forward to our interview here. I love these reactions chats. I love that you came up with this idea. And I do. I enjoy each and every time we do this. It's just fun to learn about other fans' fandom. So I'm always in for this, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be so much fun. And our guest today is actually no stranger to me. I have known this gentleman for a long time. He is younger brother's one of my best friends, and my co-host on my other podcast, Mic'd Up Bros. So, and this guy has been in fandom for a long, long time. He has been to, yeah, I think if I remember correctly, y'all were at the first celebration, if I was correct. Was a member of the Rebel Legion. He is prop builder. He has taken props and sets all over the country for events. He is definitely a big fan of Star Wars and, of course, all things coming from the 80s. He is my good friend, Angelo Marcano. Angelo, welcome to Reactions.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. And I'm ready for this show.
All right. Well, we're excited to have you. And like I said, we go way back. We've known each other a long time. And so how this has not happened before, I don't know.
Well, you've been busy. So
that I have. It's always just busy around here. So but we're not going back. We're just going to go through and start asking you some questions about your journey through Star Wars, because I know you've got quite the story to tell when it comes to your fandom and how it's grown and how it's adapted and changed over the years. But let's jump right into this. When did you first get into Star Wars and liking Star Wars?
well, of course, when I was a kid. I was born in 73. The movie came out in 77. My dad actually took me when I was 4 years old. I don't remember the movie per se, but we lived in Queens, New York, and the movie theaters there had balconies.
Yep.
So I remember walking up the balcony, the red carpet, they were all elegant balconies. But it started then, and then Empire came out. We went to the movie there as well, and I remember that clearly. And then Jedi, I think I watched Jedi so many times on TV, I don't even remember going to the movies.
Yeah, they did put that out a lot on TV back in the day. Not as much as they do anymore. I don't think I've seen it on TV in years.
It used to be on what, TNT?
TNT used to do it, then TNN or Spike would do
Spike,
marathons.
yeah, Spike. Yeah,
Spike,
every
yeah,
holiday Spike would do it.
yep, yep. They would do a big old Star Wars marathon back when it was just 6 movies. Um, but see how that has progressed.
Yeah,
Um, Now I know when it comes to your fandom, it's had some changes as your family's grown. You've involved your kids and stuff with cosplaying and stuff. But overall, what has been Star Wars' biggest impact on you through these years?
probably I mean the fandom, of course, because as when the 90s came around and then they reintroduced Power of the Force and all that toy line before episode 1, 2, and 3. It was all collecting, basically. So after the collecting, then getting into the prop building, basically, and our theme was, you know, built by the fans, made by the fans, built for the fans type of thing. So, because we like to put a smile on people's face, and that's the reaction that we got. I mean, we love that reaction. Kind of, we built our sets to the point where, you walk into Disney, you walk on the ride, it's, you're placed into that set. So that's kind of what we did.
Yeah. Now I'm going to spin off on this real quick because I know you mentioned your sets and everything. Because you and I know our friend Keith built sets
Right.
for all kinds of events for droid builders and Legion and all that, and have taken your sets across country to celebration events and stuff like that. So these
Right.
are sets that people that y'all built that people have seen and probably just don't even realize who made it. Just so our listeners have an idea of what kind of thing sets y'all built, tell them, can you tell us a little bit about the ones you have done and that people may have seen at these events?
Yeah, we did. I was part of the so-called command staff of the Rebel Legion back in Celebration 5, which I think that was in Orlando. Now, granted, I've been to prior celebrations as a fan. So getting into the costuming clubs and the cosplay and all that led me into the set building, which we built sets. We built a Jawa junkyard. We built a Jawa garage. We built a little cantina with 88 serving your drinks. That was during Celebration 6 in Orlando, which is good because I wanted to build that set for the Rebel Legion where cosplayers can come together around that bar scene, and I've got tons of pictures. I mean, it was a pretty awesome thing to do because we're building that camaraderie with the members in the group. Which the sets that we built led on to not us, but everybody saw what we were doing. So now they're building bigger sets, and you see the Mando Mercs over in MegaCon and the sets that they got.
Yep.
Which a lot of that has come from them. Where in the past it was the 501st Rebel Legion, but they kind of took that over.
Okay.
Well, to piggyback off of that, I mean that's pretty cool. I remember that cantina there at Celebration. That was 2012, right? Because 2010 was Celebration 5, I believe, and then 6 was 2012.
Yeah.
But to kind of piggyback off that, Angelo, do you have like a favorite Star Wars moment or experience?
Well, I mean, the ultimate. I met George Lucas. That's the ultimate. Yes.
Yeah.
So it was during that Celebration 6 in Orlando, and I believe it was that Saturday that we got notice as we're getting ready to set up, and they said be there an hour and a half beforehand or whatever. So we didn't know what was going on, and he made his rounds to every individual booth. And one of the ones was the Rebel Legion booth. So, we got to have that moment with him, shake hands. He gave us a thank you. He saw the set that we have. He's like, we could just start another movie in our backyard. You know, and, it was very surreal. That put the icing on the cake as far as in my fandom.
Oh my gosh, that is jaw dropping, dude. That is jaw dropping. And now as time passes, it's not common for people to meet him. It
Oh,
really
no,
isn't.
not at all. And I've got the picture of him shaking my hand with the other two guys that were with me. So I've got that picture.
Nice, nice.
That is a surreal experience. I'd heard that, and I had kind of figured that was going to be the answer to that question, because how do you top meeting the maker?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
Thank the
not.
maker.
Yes, exactly. Thank the maker. Thank the maker. Um, so yeah, that's awesome. Now I know we've discussed you've been a Star Wars fan for years. You've saw the movies in theaters, even though you don't remember the first one. But you've been a fan through years. You've seen it ebb and flow through the original trilogy, then the prequels, and then the animation stuff, and then now the sequels and the Disney takeover. Um, what have you seen? What's the biggest change you've seen in fandom through all these years?
I would say when Clone Wars came out,
Mm.
that really was a pivotal point in the animation, and in bringing all these new characters. And then you see on the other side of that, the cosplay side.
Mhm.
Now you got fans that are building the characters because it was all CGI or animation. So that's probably the biggest thing. I think
Yeah,
Clone Wars made that shift.
it did. It did. It made a huge shift because even though even you mentioned all the cosplay factors that opened up because of that. I know I've seen. I know, like I said, I've known your family for years, so I've seen photos of your kids, which ironically, just for the record, two of his kids are named Luke and Leia. For real,
Yes,
this is that Luke and Leia.
they're not
Uh,
twins.
they're not twins. No, they're not. But yeah, Luke and Leia. But I remember you seeing cosplay costumes in photos of Leia dressed up as Padme in her winter suit from the Clone Wars,
Right.
and stuff like that. So it's really been something you've also involved your family in. How has Star Wars affected your family dynamic with in relationship with your family? Because I know y'all have always done a lot together when it came to that as those kids as your kids were growing up.
Right. My oldest Leia, she's been more with me through that because she's the older one, of course. She's 28 now. And she went with me through Star Wars weekends from 2000 to 2007, because in 2007 then I started going into the cosplay, so we started marching in the parade. So I would see them after the fact. But you know I mean, she was the one that was with me most of the time. The Madison, which is my youngest daughter, she's 23. She loved the cosplay more than the other two, more than Luke or Leia. Luke was, just my mini me. So if I had a biker scout costume, he had a mini biker scout costume. If I had an indoor trooper costume, he had an indoor trooper costume. So, but I tell you what, those children's costumes, they are harder to build. They're harder to build than your average size costume, because
Really?
you have to pattern them down.
Mm,
The dimensions and things like that. Where some of these costumes, you could just buy from an armor maker.
yeah,
They're going to
true.
come in the standard side. So
Okay. Okay. David?
Yeah. Well, the Star Wars saga has themes that run through all these stories, themes like redemption, hope, etc. But what theme from the saga has made the biggest impact on you, Angelo?
um, probably that hope. Jedi is my favorite movie, and you have to see that as a kid standpoint, and that's always been with me. Remembering that 10-year-old kid that liked Jedi, not because of the Ewoks, but because of Luke. His transition from learning into going into being that Jedi.
Mm.
So, I guess but hope. Hope in life. You can always hope.
Nice. Very nice.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Hope for
So
the best, not the worst.
yeah, we always hope for the better.
Yeah.
Hope for the better. Now, I want to circle back around to your cosplays because you mentioned a couple of them. How many cosplays did you have, and what were they?
Yeah. So I started with the biker scout. So before cosplay, we went to Celebration 2 and 3, and 4. Well, 4 was Anaheim, so 2 and 3. And I was like, you know what? Those guys are cool, but I'm not getting in no costume. There's just no way. So the costume aspect of it, to let you know, it was more of a putting a smile on somebody's face. What can I do? Because I've been collecting for years, and you're spending money collecting and hoarding, and the thrill of the hunt for special figures. So we got into the costuming, but I had the biker scout, indoor trooper with a backpack. A lot of indoor troopers don't have a backpack, so I specialize in building the backpack as a prop. And I was one of the first Kashyyyk troopers, clone Kashyyyk. Remember Yoda cut off Grease head? Kashyyks
Yeah.
that were standing
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So if you go to bikerscout.net, my screen name on all these websites is Lone Scout. And there's a reason for that, but I won't get into that. But they granted me and a few as the pioneer for that Kashyyyk costume. So we set the precedence, to build that specific costume because it was all CGI. There was no real costume.
Yeah.
Other than that, I did a Tatooine background character, and that's what I used to basically show my face when I was doing the droid stuff, in the Jawa junkyard or messing around with droids and stuff like that. I think that's pretty much it. No Jedis for me. No.
Now, for the record,
Yeah.
and Angelo, of course, model. He's like I said, he's done the costumes. He built the backpacks, and he is actually the one who actually built my chopper.
Yeah.
Got it
Yeah.
got the pieces, got it put together and painted, and he is the man behind my chopper that's sitting here staring at me.
Right. So it was 3D printed. So I
Yeah.
bought a kit, and and I'm like, I like to build this, even though it's static.
Yeah.
Because I've got several clone, as
Yep.
clone R2 units that are in the works, but they're all static.
Have you gotten the feet yet?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a 10-year process.
That's been a running gag for years. So
Yeah. Yes, I have the feet.
okay. So all right, David, you want to take this last one?
Yeah. Just how do you feel about the current direction of the Star Wars saga?
Mixed feelings. It's I mean, I like Mando. Mando was good. It was entertaining. With Grogu, I think that's one for the kids. There was a lot of Easter eggs in there that I understood, which my kids didn't understand, because they don't remember
Yeah.
those, as they watch the movies younger. But we'll see what's to come. I mean, hey.
Are you looking forward to Starfighter?
Yes, I am. Yes. Definitely. I think that will be a good one. Maybe that'll break out. But
Yeah.
yes, I am. I was thinking the other day too, I think Disney missed the mark with Resistance. They made these figures, but they didn't, create any starfighters to go with it.
Yeah.
Or have a figure with a starfighter, because that would have,
That's a good
as far as the collecting world, that's something that I wish would have happened. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Resistance was a very underrated and under accepted show on all accounts, and there was a lot of missed opportunities with that show that David and I can definitely attest to.
Absolutely.
Reviewing every episode of that. So definitely a lot of missed opportunities there. Now before we get into our speed round questions, these are a couple of things a couple of questions that just kind of popped into my head before we get into that are totally off our script here. But collecting, you've been collecting for years. And I know your collection has changed here and there as it's gone. And you've was big at Star Wars collecting. Now it's kind of drifted into more of 80s memorabilia, which includes some Star Wars. Well, what are you currently collecting? What do you like collecting over when it comes to Star Wars and anything overall?
Right. I mean, Star Wars, you got from vintage all the way till now. I mean, it's just, it's a vast collection. And then you got Star Wars weekend stuff. You have, Pops when they came out. You have Star Wars Celebration stuff. So there's a lot of, stuff that I've collected over the years. Right now, I focus in the past on Yoda and Vader. So, people can collect themes,
Yeah.
or subject matter. So my subject matter right now is R2 and 3PO. So that's what I've been collecting. Yeah. So in some of the 3POs, what I'm a member of a group where this probably get out is we're acquiring vintage 3POs that are in beater condition. They're in bad condition. So there's a chemical we use to strip the chrome off. And once you strip the chrome off, you'll see when they made the droid, they use different parts. There's different colors. They look like marble. Some are red, some are green, some are brown. So that's on the 3PO droids and the 88 droid. Yeah, so that's interesting.
Very
That's cool, man.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know about that. And just to check, that's a Rebel pilot helmet sitting on the shelf behind you, isn't it?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Oh, there's
There they are.
little
Yeah.
Anakin's helmet too from Phantom Menace. Okay.
Oh my
Cool.
goodness.
Yep. Oh yeah, he's panning his collection now.
And if you can see back in there, there's some R2 units and C3PO units that are stripped.
Very nice.
And then the vintage C3PO cereal box. Remember those
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons?
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we're gonna start moving to wrap things up here and get into our speed round questions. Our speed round questions are just 5 simple questions. They're usually one word. You answer quick, we move on. David and I will alternate back and forth asking the questions and go see where we end up. So, Angelo, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
You ready? All right.
Ready.
David, kick it off, my friend.
All right. Favorite Star Wars movie?
Oh, Jedi. Return to Jedi.
Favorite character?
Yoda.
Empire or Rebellion?
Empire.
That one caught me off guard. Favorite moment from any of the movies or the shows?
Favorite moment? Would you rather kiss a Wookiee? I don't know. I'd rather kiss a Wookiee.
I like
Oh
that.
my gosh. And the last one we have here, Angelo, favorite soundtrack or song from the movies?
Duel of Fates.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
very good.
Nice.
Very good. I like that one.
Nice.
I mean, I could go to sleep playing that.
I will admit, before I got married, I would not go to sleep without music on, and it was always a John Williams soundtrack, either Star Wars, any of the Star Wars ones was playing. Then I got married, and all the music stopped.
Yeah.
That actually came out sounding worse than it meant.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Not necessarily what I meant, but the music actually physically literally
Mhm.
stopped playing because somebody had to have peace and quiet. So
Mhm.
anywho, let me stop digging myself into a hole on that one. Um, love it, love it. So all right, that wraps up the speed round questions. Uh, definitely, we appreciate you taking some time and telling us any upcoming plans that you may have. Like, you going to celebration or that's coming up next year, or any
Well,
big plans for the big anniversary next year?
well, I didn't get my tickets. You know? My oldest daughter wants to go because she went to. I took her to her first celebration, which was in Anaheim in 2007.
Okay.
So she was 7 or 8 years old, and it'll be she's going to be 28 or 29 next year. So it's 21 years, 22 years. So yeah, I said let's plan the trip, and eventually tickets they'll pop up. Life happens, so maybe somebody will have to sell their tickets or whatever. But I would like to because I got into model building. You know that.
Yep.
I got into the huge model building aspect, and for the powers to be, if I can get a booth there, hint, 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 whoever.
Mhm.
Mary Franklin's not, that was my connection back in the day. She's not in there anymore.
Yep.
Oh.
But that's something that I would like to do is display the models that they either have for sale. Sometimes Revell will have a booth there and they're selling models. So hey, send those models to me and we'll build them and we'll send them back to you.
There you go. There you go. All right. You heard it. Send him the models. He'll build them. And then we'll share the pictures.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. Well, of course, we we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. Of course, you can make sure you are following us on all of our social medias. We are all over the place on Facebook and X at SW Reactions Pod. We are on Instagram, Threads, Tumblr, Pinterest, TikTok, Blue Sky. Um, I'm missing one. I'm missing one. What am I missing? Carabast. I always have my phone. YouTube. Dadgummit. YouTube. all
You're
at SW,
good at it. You're
all
good
at
at
SW
it.
reactions. Yeah. It's coming with age. It just starts
Yes.
leaving me. Um, all at SW Reactions. You can email us at swreactions@gmail.com or leave us voicemail at speakpipe.com/Star Wars Reactions. That's a great way. All those options are a great way to send us your thoughts on the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And you can include your spoilers because we will include your thoughts in our upcoming spoiler filled review coming up here in the next couple episodes. Then, of course, you can listen to our recently released non-spoiler review. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you can listen to that. Then ask yourself, why haven't I seen the movie yet? So, all right, David. If somebody wants to talk Star Wars with you, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah, I just Instagram, you're right, at David Motters, and then the show socials. Carabas.
Yes.
Oh man, I always try to say it slow enough to make sure I get it right. But yeah, Aaron always gets those over to me. And so yeah, um, those are two ways to do it.
Yep. That's it. That's it. And of course, for me, you can always hit me up on either X or Twitter X, as David likes to call it, or Instagram at TA Harris 121079. Angelo, I know that been posting model photos and stuff in the past. Or is there anywhere people want to see your models? They can go see those.
Oh yeah, you can go to Instagram. So it's at Outer Rim Cargo. So outer with two R's, Outer Rim
Okay.
Cargo. I'm on Instagram, and you can see model some prop builds. You can see the chopper.
Yep.
The picture of the chopper on there as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll have that link in our show notes. So, Angelo, since you're joining us, you get to be a victim with David to this week's Star Wars dad joke of the week.
All right.
And figured this one was appropriate because I knew your favorite movie was Return of the Jedi. So I figured this one would be appropriate with you being on this week. So, gentlemen, are you ready?
We're ready.
Ready.
All right, here we go. What do you call it when Salacious B. Crumb starts his own company?
I don't know. What do you call it when Salacious B. Crumb starts his own company?
Kowakian monkey business.
Oh, wait. Did Angelo know it?
No, no.
Kowakian monkey business.
Oh my gosh. I'm just glad I'm not alone tonight, Angelo. I endure this. I mean, I enjoy this.
You enjoy this?
What he said is true from a certain point of view.
Yes. Yes.
Angelo, my friend, thank you so much for joining us on Reactions this week. We appreciate it, and hopefully we can get you back on for another episode sometime here in the future.
Sure. Thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome, David, buddy. It's fun as always.
Absolutely. Thankful to be on, and it was just so great to hear about, Angelo and all his stuff. I want to know more, but there's so much more there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
a lot.
There's a lot. There's many years of experience.
Yeah.
All right. So, of course, thank you everybody for joining us this week. We appreciate y'all listening in and week out, and for all the love and support you've given us. We love y'all. We're praying for y'all, wishing y'all the best. Go out, do something kind for somebody, change the world, make your life and their life just a little bit better. It's just the right thing to do. This is the way. Remember, this is your place for elegant discussion for a more civilized age.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or by Lucasfilm Limited. It's intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars. All names, sounds, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Disney and the respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Star Wars Reactions unless otherwise indicated. Star Wars Reactions. Elegant discussion for a more civilized age.